the power for Maxim goes on the main screen, but that's why you're seeing it. But for some reason I wasn't able to bring up from the taskbar Maxim. It wouldn't pull in front of the sky, and I couldn't control the guider. So oh boy, it was frustrating. So here, see, this is what was all grayed out before. It was the same color as Malacham Sky. So let me connect it, and it wouldn't connect anymore to the auto guider. There was confliction, so I had to reboot the computer, and I lost the darks. But the darks were taken anyways at a gain setting of 1. So I'm not going to do 6. I'm just going to go for 3 1-minute darks only. So I'm going to cap the scope, and I think I can leave this on. That won't affect it because that's just a text. And then we'll go to a star and focus and check this out and go from there. Okay, so right now I'm on dynamic, so let's see what happens. Alright, let's go back to this. Everything, the nice thing about this software is when you reopen it, everything is left where it was, so you don't have to worry about any changes again. So this can close up unless I do a snap, and gain is at 3. Okay, let me just cover up the scope, and just let me know if the sound cuts off or anything. You guys can see this screen okay now? I'm going to move this on to the other one. There, so that's out of the way. Okay, thank you, Jack. The only thing, as I say, that I leave up for Maxim is this, so you can see the guide corrections. So, yeah, this one here. This is what I couldn't pull up in front of Malacham Sky for some reason, and I couldn't even drag it or anything. So that just shows you what happens when you have to power down your computer. You got to take new darks, but it's not a big deal. I'll cover it and just do 3. Be right back. I'm going to have to cover the guide scope too and do another dark. Okay, Jack, are you doing a recording so I can show how to do the darks? Okay, thank you. Now, does anybody know, do I have to take off this? That shouldn't affect the darks, right? I can leave this on, this text here. Michael, or Jack, or anybody? Yeah, I'm not too sure either. I think it's text overlay, so I can't see why it would affect it. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Bob and Andy. Yeah, I don't think it would either. Well, let's experiment. That's what we're doing. Yeah, let's leave it on. Okay, so we're going to go to 1 minute. Put this down. Keep this at 50. And we're going to gain is at 3, so we're going to go to our close up the histogram for now. Go to here, and we'll do 3 and select capture, and we'll just wait it out. No, John, I read your question and I answered it on the comment you did about my pictures and that. They're not dark field like CCD, I mean dark frames. It's not the same thing. It's totally different. This is dark field correction, not dark frame subtraction. They are not temperature dependent or exposure time dependent. They don't have to match exactly. That's the beauty about them. I can use, because you were saying, why did I use a 45-second? How did I determine that exposure time compared to another time? Well, when I did the images last night, I wasn't sure how long I would be going, so I wanted to capture 45 just in case I had to go longer. Now, it depends on what you're going to view, your night conditions, what filter you're going to use. If you're going to use an HA filter, then you're better off to capture maybe 90 to 2-minute darks because they require more exposure. If you don't need filters, capture less exposure dark fields. So it all varies, but to answer your question, they don't match, they don't need to match, I should say, 100%. They're not temperature dependent or a time. My 45 seconds did work on the 10-second. Now mind you, if I do take a 1 or 2 minute dark, there will be a bit of amp glow, and if I use that on a 10-second, there is no amp glow on a 10-second, so it will show a little bit different. You can see the amp glow here. There is a bit here in the bottom corner. Now, if I was to apply this to a 10-second light image, this would reverse and it would show a darker area in this corner. So that's the only thing, but it's not really a big issue. The problem that they cannot be saved, or you cannot do a dark library, is they are dark field corrections. They are stored internally into the camera, okay, not the software. So if you lose connection with your camera and software, that's it. You have to redo them. So I hope that explains it. There's no way to make it the other way around. I guess in this case, guys, we can't have our cake and eat it. You know, I think the way this is working, dark field correction, I think it's worth the hassle of redoing them. It only takes a few minutes to redo them. So you guys saw Milo Slick, how the dark field subtraction works. It doesn't work too well because you're dealing with a frame grabber. There's too many variables between the frame grabber where you're doing all your video setting adjustments. With a USB direct CCD like camera, you're not doing all those adjustments, so it works much better. So I hope that answered. If you crash anything, as soon as you lose connection to your camera, you have to redo them. That means rebooting your computer, crash, closing accidentally the software, Mellencamp Sky, turning off your, accidentally clicking up here. Never ever right click and hit close. You'll disconnect. If you have multiple exposures, you just go to this one and hit close all but this, and I'll show you how to do that later. So let's see. See, we're at 2 of 3. We're almost done. Okay, let me see. Darks are stored in a VRAM. Okay, thanks, Andy. Okay, good tip, Michael. So you basically resize it, put it in the upper, and then it's gone. Okay, usually I don't like it either, but one thing I do like about it, and I'll show you, and I do this a lot, Jack witnessed it last night. If I capture images, for example, let's take a snap. Where is it? Where's my snap? Oh, if I snap, okay, there's no box around it. Sometimes I forget that I'm on this actual picture because they overlay one on top of the other. So the only thing that really tells me I'm back is either look up here, and you see it's not blacked out, it's grayed, so you know you're on there. But that's pretty hard to detect sometimes, so I go back to here, and I see exposure white balance written here with the box around it. That just tells me I'm back on it, so I'm not waiting all day for the refresh when I'm on an image like there. Okay, so that's one thing I like about it. Exactly. You know you're live when you see the box. And you can close them. All you have to do is once you set your exposure and your gain, close it. Color balance, you're done. Close it. And that's it. It's all gone. You see the word exposure? Where? When it's closed? I see it gone. Okay, where are you guys are seeing the word? Because I'm not. Whereabouts is the word exposure, Michael? Okay, we're done this, so let me enable. Close that up. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, right there. You see it up here. Right there, you mean, right? I kind of like that because it tells me I'm on the live rather than on here. Because I'm telling you, I forget lots of times. Ask Jack. I keep forgetting that I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and it doesn't change. I go, oh darn, I'm not on the live. So I go there, and that tells me. Okay, I understand what you're saying. When you minimize this green box where it's gone, you still see the word exposure. I understand. Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay, so that's that one done. So that didn't take too long. And all you really need, John, is here's a tip. If you're going to do short exposures, say 10 to 20 seconds, then do 10 to 20 second darks. Because they're so short, you can do 10 of them. That's all you need is 10. Anything under 20 or less, do 10. If you're going 45 to 60 seconds, you don't need 10. Do 3 to 4 only. And that will be more than enough to take care of the job. So we'll try it again. We'll enable it. And let's see what happens. I'm going to take the cover off in a few seconds. Is this still at... leave everything, by the way, to default. The only thing you want to do when you do your darks is select your gain that you're going to be using and your exposure time. I would rather go a little bit longer because you can always, it's better to have more than not enough. It will scale downward. It can't scale upward, so it will scale downward. Okay. Alrighty. Let's close that up. And saturation, yeah, it's still opened at 70, so we'll leave it at 70. It remembers all its previous settings. And let's hit enable again, and let's see. Alright, so let's wait for this, and then I'm going to pull off the cover. And let me open up the Sky program again, because that was closed. Alright, so I'm connected again. And what time is it? 12:17. That's not too bad. Okay, I'm going to go to a star also and do a refocus. I think I'll go back to Deneb. Actually, Alberio will be a nice one too after. Let's go to Deneb first. Alright, I'm going to pull the cover off. Did I connect to this? Connect and start cover. Okay, let me pull both covers off. I'll be right back. Okay. We're doing in a minute. What in the world? I hit the wrong one. 9. Okay, let me put this at 75. Okay, so I got my guider back. Let's give it another shot. I'm going to focus this also. Yeah, that could be. That's pretty decent having that. Okay, let's see what happens when I focus it. I think the focusing is not too bad. But I haven't checked the focus for about an hour or so. So I see you're back on, David. You were allowed back on. Good. Yes, we are. We're testing new software. Yep, thanks, Andy. Okay. Be a good boy. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, thanks, Sandy. And that puts me at 150, so I think that is pretty well fit the height. 149 is fit the height, okay. Okay, good. Welcome back. Alright, so let's see now. So I'm going to put the mask on and play with this, but I think the focus is okay. Let me close that up. And color balance, let me just hit white balance again. Alright, close that up. Histogram's open, dark fields enabled. Good. Has it? Okay, that's good, Tom. Alright, let's see. Let me put the mask back on. We got a good night now, it's clear. I focused this when I first came out. Alright. Let me have a look at it and see. We're a tiny bit off. Not bad. I'm going to put this at 100%. I don't like zooming when I'm focusing. Let's see. Let me just go in a touch. Didn't need much. Right there. That's good. Look at that number change. Yeah, that's good there. Yeah, I don't like zooming in when I focus. It kind of, to me, it's distorting the star when you're zooming in. I'd rather leave it at 100%. Okay. Now we'll go fit the height. There we go. Now this is dynamic. Alright. Alright. Okay, here we go. So let's go to Alberio just for fun. I want to just see the color difference. And then we'll go back, maybe we can go to the bubble or something. Yes they are. Darks are on. Let me take them off just to see if anything comes up. We're only at 1 second exposure. And back on. Yeah. I'll close that up. I don't want to hit that. We do our best, Avatar. I'm going to concentrate on this, David, because I got so much adjustments to do here. I just don't want to avoid any questions or anything. But anyways, let me go back over. Alright, let's see. What was I going to do? Let's go this way. Now I got the saturation down, so let's see. Okay. See, I can't remember the buttons. Okay, that's good enough. Alright, let me do a white balance again. Okay, saturation, go to about 102. Yeah, that's Alberio. You definitely see a different color pattern, a yellow and semi bluish green. Alright, so let's see where we can go. Alright, I wouldn't mind the bubble. Bubble would be a good one to try. I haven't tried that yet. $6946? Yeah, we could do that. What do you think, Jack? 6946 will go? Dave, I'm testing a camera for the first time on NSN for people who are new buyers, new users, potential buyers, etc. Alright, let's get back to business. Okay, let's go to it. Yeah, I should have set up at the title here. Testing. Alright, let's go to that one, Jack. Sure, we'll go to that one. Okay, NGC 6946. Alright, so it's right up in that area. So let me go to an SAO star. And I'm going to drop the saturation back down again to about, let's go 70. I had 70 last night. Gamma 1, everything's fine there. Okay. And I'll just center that. Well, we're pretty good on the go-tos now. Okay. Alright, let's go to that galaxy. NGC 6946. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, it's just so hard for me to read. I don't mind reading if it's important questions or something like this, but any chit-chat, I can't really do that tonight. I got to concentrate on this software. I'm not really familiar with it. So don't mean to be rude and miss anybody's talk or comments, but I'm going to try and concentrate on this software, show what we can do with it. Much appreciated understanding. It's a test night. Alright, so Let's see. Let me get the guider going again. See, that's what wouldn't come up last time. Okay, so let me pick up this star here. And make sure this is under 1. Fine. And I'll move this over more. Actually, that maybe would mess me up, having it off the screen. I'll leave it there. It was maybe on the other screen a little bit. That could be why. Alright, I'm just going to leave it in that corner. I don't think it really bothers you guys losing a little piece of that corner. That's probably what messed me up. I dragged it towards the other screen a bit. Alright, so color balance we will leave open. Exposure, let's go to last night. I was using 30. And close up that. And I'll leave histogram open. And we're pretty well set. Sometimes auto's good to use too, so we'll see. It says there was a few here that are using this at the moment, and I know that's... Okay, yep, thanks Tom. It's good to have this clock. Is this clock running? No. I'm not frozen here. Doesn't look like this clock is changing. No, it's frozen. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, thank you, Michael. Michael definitely knows this software more than me. So really that clock I can't use to, excuse me, I think looking at the webcam max would be better. At least I can see the countdown. If I want to get an idea of exposure rate, I'm not able to see that. Right? Because this doesn't tell me anything. Yeah, let's take this off. Forget this. Well, I could. Okay, let me open up. I lost it. Where was clocks again? Anybody remember? Right here? Where do I find clocks? Right here? Video, okay. Video, video, video. Okay, hang on. Options video. No, I don't mean the clock for this. I mean the clock for webcam max. Where do I find the clock for webcam max? That's showing a clock, but I can't get anything to come up. Hat, okay. Where's that silly? Maybe it's the purple witch's hat. Let me see if that shows anything. Oh, that's open. Oh boy. Oh, you know something? I deleted. Remember I deleted it here? I'm wondering if I deleted my clock out of the software. I hope I didn't. I think I did that. 7 down on hat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you very much. Thanks, Tom. Come on, close. Okay. Okay, at least we can see the countdown on the software. So at least it, you know, tells me how long I've gone. This other clock, get out of here, mosquito. This other clock doesn't really show anything. Yep, I got good friends here on NSN. Okay, here we go, guys. Now we're at 1 minute. Let's do a white balance. Let's get serious and let's get into some testing here. I did a white balance, so let's see how it refresh. Yeah, I'm supposed to go to North Bay. I got to drive 4 hours, Andy, up north tomorrow to see my brother for a few days. So I'm leaving at 11, so I got to get up at 7. You have yourself a good night. Thanks for the help. Thank you very much, Andy. We'll talk soon. Have a good night.